Welcome to Moving to Portugal Daily, Episode 1. I'm Mateos Costa. Today, we dive into the Portuguese Language and Community Credibility Kit, how to turn real language study, volunteering, and local roles into SEF-grade evidence that strengthens D7 and D8 residency cases, while boosting your habits, appearance, and communication. Portugal rewards preparation.
Here's the blind spot many nomads discover too late. Strong bank statements and a nice rental contract look good on paper, but SEF and Finanças often look for repeated, verifiable signals of integration. They want to see you participating in Portuguese life, not only transacting with it. If your file reads like a single moment in time, officers can reasonably ask, do you have real ties or just the money to pass for a short while? That gap is where language certificates, regular community roles, and time-stamped activity logs close the loop.
Promise and structure. In the next 10 minutes, I'll give you a compact kit you can implement, organized into 3 action categories: language credibility, community roles and volunteering, and dossier assembly. I'll also give a week 1 checklist you can start in 5 minutes and templates you can adapt. By the end, you'll have a clear pathway to produce evidence SEF and Finanças understand, plus daily habits to boost your interview presence. Small daily habits create big lifestyle wins. Why this works, legally and practically. SEF and Finanças read documents as patterns. They want traceable timelines, official stamps, signed letters on organization letterhead, bank flows that align with dates, and independent confirmations. A recognized language exam certificate shows measurable skill. A stamped attendance sheet from a local charity or a signed letter from a club organizer shows repeated participation. Together, these items demonstrate an intentional life in Portugal, not a single-day snapshot. Officials are trained to value third-party confirmation. That's why a bank transfer plus a volunteer letter is more powerful than a bank transfer alone. Step 1. Language Credibility Blueprint. Pick recognized exams first. For beginner and intermediate levels, look for CEPL equivalents and exams offered through local institutes. For higher certifications, use CAPL tests recognized across Portugal. When you register, save the registration receipt, payment confirmation, and the official exam schedule. These are dated proof you committed. Create a study log, a simple dated PDF or spreadsheet with 15-minute entries showing consistent practice, signed weekly by a tutor or language partner when possible. After the test, request an official certificate, and, if the provider issues a digital code or QR, include that in your dossier. Present scores with a short cover note that ties the exam date to your residency timeline. Step 2. Community roles and volunteering. Seek consistent, low-cost roles rather than one-off events. Think weekly language tables, library assistant hours, community center classes, meetup organizers, or sports club coordinators. Where to find them? Local parish centers, freguesia, volunteer portals like Plataforma Mas Voluntariado, municipal cultural centers, and Facebook groups for expats and neighborhood associations. Use a simple script to request signed attendance logs. Hello, I'm Mateus. I'd like to volunteer weekly and request a short signed attendance sheet noting dates and hours for my residency documentation. Most organizations will provide a stamped letter if you ask politely and show commitment. For small paid local gigs, like teaching an occasional class at a community center, ask for invoices or recibos verdes where appropriate, receipts with payer information at financial flow that lines up with hours contributed. Keep interactions professional and avoid advising on paid work legality. Combine unpaid volunteering and small legal local gigs with correct invoicing to be safe. Step 3. Assembly and presentation. Build a dated dossier folder. Key items: a 1-page table of contents with a timeline, scanned language registration receipts and certificates, signed attendance logs, short testimonial letters on organization letterhead, matching bank transactions or invoices, exported calendar entries showing recurring commitments, and photos that corroborate participation. For example, a photo of you teaching a class with a dated caption. Map bank flows to activity dates in a simple PDF page showing date, activity, bank reference. Add grooming and communication notes. A 1-page bullet list reminding you to dress neatly, use basic Portuguese greetings, maintain eye contact, and offer a brief personal introduction in Portuguese for SEF interviews. Create a printed and a digital copy. Bring the 1-page SEF folder to appointments to make the officer's job easier. Real nomad example and a common mistake. I worked with a nomad who relied mainly on rent receipts and big bank deposits. At her renewal appointment, the officer asked, "Where are your ties to the community?" She had lived in Portugal for 14 months, but her file looked transactional. We added the language and community kit. She took a Capley prep course, began volunteering twice a month at a neighborhood library, collected signed logs and a short testimonial from the library director, and matched those dates to small bank transfers and the course receipt. At her next renewal, the officer mentioned the library letter and the language certificate during the interview. Those items shifted the conversation from prove presence to evidence of integration. Don't make the mistake of assuming one type of document will carry the case alone.
Immediate action. 5-minute checklist to start today. 1. Pick one local group, library, meetup, sports club, and send the short script message asking about regular volunteering. 2. Register for a recognized language exam or at least save the provider page and payment info. 3. Create a one-page dossier template with timeline headings. 4. Export this week's calendar entries showing local activities. 5. Take a clear, tidy photo of yourself at any local activity and add a caption with date and location. Do one small item now. It builds momentum. Build the foundation before you arrive. Course invitation. If you want templates, signed attendance log samples, a downloadable one-page SEF folder, email scripts to request stamped letters, and grooming and interview scripts, the Nomad Life Success Integration module has them ready. The module walks you through exactly how to capture evidence, how to phrase requests politely, and how to map bank flows for maximum clarity. Click through the course page to the integration module and download the sample dossier to adapt for your case. Optimize your life while you relocate. Signature line: Portugal isn't just a destination. It's your optimized new beginning. That's your daily Portugal blueprint. Start applying one thing this week. Build the foundation before you arrive. That's your daily Portugal blueprint. Start applying one thing this week. If this episode helped, check the show notes for the quick checklist and the integration module link. Small daily habits create big lifestyle wins. Obrigado, and I'll see you tomorrow.